Perfect timing to turn on the screen, go live. BTC has just broken a 2-hour trend for us, so that's pretty exciting. We got these altcoins firing off. We had Sheldon and myself on a stream for 𝗏𝗏𝗏 just now, firing off some longs. We were getting a little bit exciting, so things are definitely turning around here, and perfect timing because I got a very special guest today, and we're going to be talking things like 𝗍𝗏𝗏, Solana, injective ecosystems. We're bringing little gems within the ecosystems, and he's going to, Kyle, my special guest, is going to be telling you things that I can't tell you. I'm a chartist. He's going to bring us special stuff. We're going to look at areas. We're going to see where we can buy some of these bangers. And I want to know what else he's trading, because he's just told me you went long on bonk. So maybe it's a revenge trade, maybe not. But we're going to find all this stuff out in the next 30 minutes, guys. So we've got a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it. So this is always great when we turn on and things are turning bullish. It makes life so much easier. You feel a lot like lighter in your feet, lighter in the seat. It's always nice. This is BTC on the 2-hour, and this was basically my bear line that I was watching for the last couple of days. We've seen BTC's been dumping slowly, and we've been in this descending little trend here, and finally we have now cracked this bullish, the bullish bear line, and we are now on our way. My target here for BTC for today, 42,500. That is my first step that we're looking for. And look, if we're going to get some pullbacks here on BTC, I'm looking at 41.5. This is another key area for me that we want to hold, 41.5. And if we start dropping, we're going to deal with these lower levels. But like I was saying yesterday, we don't really want to go back to the dark days here at 40,000, because if we do, these alts are going to get a little bit hurt. So right now, we're going to take these bull vibes here. We've broken the trend. Things are looking good. We've got FOMC later tonight. Maybe the market is pricing in something good. I was talking about an S&P short yesterday. I don't know, getting a little bit edgy about this one now. We can see this S&P is pushing into some news. So we're going to see if this FOMC comes with some hawkish talk here. Maybe I am going to get that short. But right now, it looks like all systems go for BTC and the US markets. Right, let's get in the special guest that we've got all the way from the Middle East, the East, Thailand. Where are you sitting now?
Back in Thailand. So I was,
I
was in Dubai. I flew back 2 days ago. So it's good to be back here. It was a good trip, but now back in one of my favorite places in the world. Yeah.
So, I mean, for those of you who don't know, this is Kyle Chasse, the absolute legend. I mean, who doesn't know you? Who doesn't know this man? You are a fundamental expert. I'm a TA man, and I think this could be.
Let's address this last comment that came up, because I think it's hilarious, and I think people are just, I don't know if people are just trolling or they're absolutely fucking retarded. But like when they say, "Oh, Kyle, ask him about how he hacked paid," like what? Like, bro, first of all, let me just tell you, I am worth a fuck ton more than $3 million that was hacked. Secondly, there was so, and I love this space. It's my passion for the past 12 years. I've been in it, like, absolutely fundamentally love this space, and I would never risk my reputation off such a small amount. Thirdly, not one investor ever lost a penny when the paid hack happened. We made sure that anyone who traded after the fact, if they traded and they lost ETH on the play, then we repaid them out of our own pockets, right? So we lost money on that, not anyone else on the market. Nobody lost a penny. Next, Binance invested into us after that. After that, we went to all-time highs. Everybody was happy. Everything was like, so I don't know why people do this. I don't know if they're just trolling or they're literally retarded. But anyway, I just want to address that because the comment came up. So
guys, you can't troll my guest. Like, I bring you the legend.
They can troll, but they can troll. But then I'm just going to call them retarded because they literally have.
That's
fine. I think most people are smarter than that. But anyway, I feel like if someone's going to troll, then I'll troll them back. But
no, that's fine.
That's okay.
Fair enough. Exactly. Shabs is on your case there. He says, "Stop trolling Kyle. He's our guest." Guys, come on.
I don't mind. I really don't mind it, but I just think it's funny.
And we are gentlemen and women. We need to look after our guests. Okay, Kyle, I'm so happy to have you here. You know, you're one of the gods of crypto. Always looked up to what you do. Always love your content, always love your stuff, and yeah, just like so looking forward to having you here. And you know, there's only so much I can give my community. I'm a TA specialist. Okay, I can chart these things all day. I can give you entries, I can give you exit points, but you know what I can't give you? Solid fundamentals on things like AVAX and the ecosystem, Injective, Solana, and all the little bits in there that I want to give. I want to give my community here and the traders, and we can maybe make some money out of some of these trades and some of these setups, and we can see what we can back going forward. Now, I have run a poll in the YouTube here. How's the trolling going? Are they behaving now?
I would just, I love that. I love the comments. It's hilarious. Sorry, go ahead, Dylan.
No, guys. So there's a poll in the chats right now. So please answer this poll. Okay, pick one for the bull run for me. Start filling it in. I want to know: is it Sol? Is it AVAX? Is it Injective? And guys, come on, be nice to our guest here. We got a long show coming ahead here. She says Dion, or Don says Carl's on a full moon party mode. Okay, you do those things there in Thailand?
Oh man, you know, so one of the reasons that I fell in love with Thailand, why I ended up moving here in the first place, was because I think when I was 19, I did a backpacking trip to Koh Phangan. Well, I was all over, right? But I did 8 months in Southeast Asia, Cambodia, Laos. But yeah, I mean, when I was 19, dude, Black Eyed Peas, Koh Phangan, Full Moon Party was my jam. I think I was there like 5 months in a row, every month for Full Moon Party. But now, like I think I went there maybe 2 times in the last 5 years, and it was to bring guests. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 came out to visit me. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗍𝗏 from Bitcoin family. Like I took these guys to Full Moon. Not really my scene these days. You know, I live on the other side of Thailand now. Anyway, it's far away, but Koh Phangan is a special place.
Nice. We got people inviting you to Phuket as well.
I might be in Phuket, maybe.
Listen, Carl, let's get right into this. So, I mean, obviously the flavor of the last month has been AVAX, Solana. I mean, we've seen this Injective is going absolutely crazy. People hunting these airdrops. Are they even going to be happening? Some of these airdrops. Is this just a guessing game right now? This Injective's been ripping. What do you know about this current Injective situation?
I saw a really interesting tweet. It said something like Celestia, 0 users, $12 billion FDV, Injective, 0 users, you know, $2-3 billion FDV, something else, 0 users. And so they're talking, you know, and it's true, right? It's true because we still live in a world where we have an irrational market, right? In an equities world, you would never value a company at $1 billion with 0 users. It just doesn't happen. Here it's about chasing narratives. And so Injective still has a lot to prove, right? It's got a very slim ecosystem. The fact that they had a really great supporters and backers like Pantera and Jump and you know, Kraken and stuff like that is a reason to be bullish. It's a reason that you know, and I think that there's another interesting narrative that I think is a little bit overlooked, but inevitably, probably the most valuable niche within crypto will be DeFi. You know, like it is the finance, whether that's real world assets, whether that's tokenized stocks, securities. So they're building, you know, and they're building, like IMX is trying to be the gaming chain or whatever. Injective is trying to be the DeFi chain, you know, built just for financial products in blockchain. And so I think that's really interesting. And it kind of goes maybe a bit under the radar, but that's the thing that really stands out to me, right? And so I believe that they have a very smart team. You don't get guys like Pantera on the cap table without having a brilliant team and without having a really good plan that you can execute. And so that could be extremely valuable, which means that it is today still potentially undervalued. If they're able to amass, you know, tens of billions of dollars or hundreds of billions of dollars in TVL, then the thing becomes, you know, a multi-$100 billion blockchain by the next bull run. So it itself has a lot to prove, but a good foundation and narrative to work from, I believe.
So, I mean, current price action, this thing's all-time highs. It's ripping. It's hyped at the moment, right? With the, I mean, we're not buying the top of this thing now. I mean, we shouldn't be buying this thing, surely.
I mean, no, probably not. Because what's gonna happen here is it's like, you know, there's probably like 10 more layer 1s and layer 2s and now even layer 3s and Bitcoin layer 2s. And they're all going to be rolling out over the next 6 or 8 months. And they're all going to have their moment in the spotlight. And Injective might feel like you guys might be feeling FOMO right now, but it's likely that everybody will take what they invested down before this big, massive green dildo. They're going to start rolling capital, their profits out into the next shiny thing that happens. And you're going to see a correction that happens. It's going to come out of the spotlight. You want to buy it, in my opinion, because I do like Injective from a narrative and from an investment perspective, but not right now. I do think that eventually capital will roll out of that, especially when the airdrop, like, you know, these guys go to different chains and ecosystems. We saw that before with like AVAX and Algorand, Phantom, where you had like each guy with each of them would offer their like liquidity incentive programs where all the liquidity would just jump from layer 1 to layer 1 to layer 1 to layer 1. And that's going to happen this cycle with airdrops and things like that. So there's going to be another thing that's launching, Bera chain. There's alt layer, all these other layer 1s and layer 2s that are about to roll out over the next 6 months. You know, and they're going to start sucking up attention, and people are going to cycle out profits into those. And so it's good to try to remember these things and come into them when it's a much more reasonable time.
This is good information, guys. Okay, so I mean, now you've heard it from someone who's been around in crypto for many, many, many years, and he's seen this movie play out before. Okay, we saw it with Sol. Sol pumped, it started stabilizing, it sat down for a while. We've seen it with these other tokens, and we saw Injective had a go here. You can see this weekly consolidation. It sat here for a month or two while we waited, and then it ripped again. So remember, these things don't go permanently up. We are now sitting at quite a hot zone here for Injective, and as soon as this hype dies down, you're going to be left holding a hot potato potentially when people start dumping their Injective. So what I want to suggest here for you guys, the safest play, unless you're already in Injective, you're looking at a support buy here at 21.2. That's probably your safest entry zone here for Injective if you are trying to look for a sort of a spot position or something like that. It's 21.2, and then lower down we've got this cluster that we need to look at here, this 18.5 down to 15. Okay, so these are your investment type DCA levels. Obviously we can cater for the degens because we don't know when this move ends. Okay, so I've got you guys obviously, and we've got our lower time frame charts, and we can play around with these all day long. But remember, if you are grabbing these type of entries, these are shorter time frame trades. You're trying to scalp, you're trying to get some moves, and you're just playing decent areas here. So I see my trading view is lagging a little bit today. Okay, so here we are right now. So these are some scalper levels that I have for you guys, for the degens out there. Remember, we don't know when the party ends for Injective. What we can do is play solid areas and things like that until it does. So right now, today, we saw what happened. We dipped down nicely onto a nice little horizontal for us. We've broken through some resistance now. And my first line of support now for Injective on this lower time frame stuff for the scalpers here, 24.8. So if we do get a little pullback down into this region, that for me is a scalper buy here on Injective. So 24.8, I'd look for something like that. And then maybe we can catch that train up. We're looking at 28 as for a retest of those highs, and then the sky's the limit after that. So safest bet here, scalpers, 24.8. That's your region there. You're buying a little bit higher than that. Maybe you can grab something. You can see we do have some horizontals here. So this is a tentative support zone here, 25.6. But for me, buys for me, 24.8 for Injective there. Okay, nice one. Let's talk about AVAX and its ecosystem. I know you've got a couple of projects there up your sleeve. I can't believe what's going on with AVAX here currently. A couple of months ago, we were sitting so depressed. We thought AVAX was over. We thought Phantom was over. We thought Solana was pretty much done. We were looking quite bleak out there. And now AVAX is pushing. And my first realistic target for AVAX right now is this 51 region. And you can see here, we've got a nice little weekly solid area here. This is a nice big reaction zone for me. So right now, there's more legs here for AVAX. I don't know what your thoughts are on hype currently in the ecosystem, but to me, this chart looks like it wants to go up. I'm looking at about 50 here.
I think the interesting thing with AVAX is there's a lot of so there's like the gaming on 𝗍𝗏𝗃 narrative, and they've really built their subnets to be able to support gaming infrastructure to where people can customize the blockchain however they want to. And I knew 𝗏𝗏𝗏 was building on 𝗍𝗏𝗃, has their own subnet. Is this my thing doing this?
Something goes on here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is the. Are you seeing these bubbles and shit on the? Is that like?
Yeah, I don't know why it happens. It freaks me out.
It's the new iOS or the new Apple Mac update, I think. So anyway, so you have the 𝗏𝗏𝗏, you've got Gunzilla, and then another project that we invested into a couple years ago, called Avalon, and I just had a catch-up call with Sean, the founder, yesterday. They're also doing their own Avalanche subnets. I also know, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say, I guess so, because the deal never went through, but they got an offer to buy the game studio like 6 months ago for $100 million from Amazon. And that didn't happen. So for whatever reason, I don't know the reason, but it's a really amazing game, insane team, and they're building on an Avalanche subnet too. So the point I'm trying to make right here, that's very, very important, is if one of these games, 𝗏𝗏𝗏, Avalon, Gunzilla, and for me, I think Gunzilla's going to launch your actual live game, Xbox, PlayStation 5, everything February. Let's say that thing takes off and it becomes like a Fortnite, Call of Duty, Crytek, whatever game. The attention that Avalanche will get as the magical underlying blockchain that's invisible to the end users, but does its job with accounting, ledger, assets, NFTs, in-game currency, that thing's going to skyrocket. Like Avalanche will jump to number 3 or something like that's what everyone's looking for. The killer use case that brings 100 million people to blockchain and to use an application. So I think that Avalanche has one of the best chances at doing that, right? And if so, it's really about which blockchain has that killer app, the first one that takes off, and that could be Avalanche.
Why did we think it was so shit a few months ago when it was down to 8? Because there's no price action. That's why everyone thinks that everyone thinks that ETH is shit right now, right? But when the ETF that's approved, everyone's gonna be back. Oh, every other chain's a scam. ETH is the it's where the price is killing me here. This ETH is absolute torture. Okay, so look, investors, targets you want. 𝗍𝗏𝗃, and especially based on what Carl's just told me now, I've added another level. Okay, so a bull run level.
You have to add one toward the moon somewhere, I think.
This one doesn't go up to the moon. This one goes up to 98. Yeah, but we'll take if they give us 98 for 𝗍𝗏𝗃, I'm going to be quite satisfied. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be quite happy. Okay, so upside targets right now, 𝗍𝗏𝗃's in no man's land. It's in the middle here. So for me, it must either come down to 30. Or it's pushing up to this 52. So let's start with 52. We'll deal with this 98. We'll get, when 𝗍𝗏𝗃's at 98, we'll have Carl back. It might be like next week. We don't know. Okay, let's look for some. Scalper entries here. This is 𝗍𝗏𝗃's on the 1 hour again, and it's played very nicely today. You can see it looks very much like injected. All these altcoins dropped into lovely support here. Look at this horizontal support here on the 1 hour. Nice little bounce. Then we got our trend break, we got our retest, we got our retest of horizontal and trend. I mean, it's just playing out perfectly here. And right now we've got 𝗍𝗏𝗃's forming a little flag. So we've got something to work with here. Ideally, we want to just see something like that pop and start sending it to the 50 level. That is my first prize. So what I'm going to suggest here, guys, scalpers, horizontals, 37.8. Big area here. We've got old 618 and horizontal here. So 37.8 is a line of support for you guys to be interested in, for you to look at, and potential bigger moves here for 𝗍𝗏𝗃's. You're gonna bump your head at 42, but after that, we're looking at 50, and it's pretty simple to cut. So if things do start going south for us, we can always just bang out a trend here. You can see we've got a very sharp trend here for 𝗍𝗏𝗃's. So let things form a little bit. If we start losing these rising trends, you know the drill. Things could potentially start turning bearish. We're going to watch for loss of horizontals and things like that. But the bull case here, we want this flag to develop, and then we want 𝗍𝗏𝗃's to pop. And we want to break this 39, get some support, and then we're cooking. And then we're off. Okay, so that is my plan there for 𝗍𝗏𝗃's. Now we need to talk about some of these ecosystems. I did trade a joke the other day. What are they giving you? Are they being nice to you?
I do, they are. I just saw this. Kyle loves to long bonk, and I was just telling you before we went live. I'm a very conservative leverage trader. Like I mean, if the trend is up, and like I'm just like very confident that it's gonna go up. Okay, maybe I just punt to 20x or something. But normally I'd say it's like Bitcoin, Sol, AVAX, 5x, whatever. And I would just I just long bonk 2 times. Like I've only been trading for like since October. And I only got liquidated twice. Both were bonk. And today, my friends, I opened up a third one, literally revenge trading. But how am I doing it now? I'm up 22%. I just saw the pump coming. I'm like, this is it. Third time's a charm, man.
Do you want to know where to exit in case it goes wrong, or are you just going to send it to liquidation?
No, man. It's zero or bust or moon, dude. No stop loss, just YOLO.
Okay, well, for those of you...
Tell me how to protect my precious.
For those of you that are more conservative, you want to find realistic exit points. So if bonk falls over here, this is bonk on the 1 hour. It's actually a very easy play here. You got some nice clean exits here. So you lose this current level, this 981. So there's multiple zeros here, but you close the candle below this 981 is a potential exit for you, and then the candle close below the 896. Is a potential exit for you guys. So, otherwise just leave it for liquidation. That's not a great play always. But, what do we say? We say wrong or rich normally when we're sending these trades. So that is how we play it. And so those are your safe exit zones for bonk. And good luck out there for the bonk traders. I missed this one, but I did catch it a few weeks back. So I did have a little bit of fun with that one at least. Are you into your meme coins?
Oh yeah, I have a huge like so in the bear market I made a absolute killing on 𝗵𝗵𝗃 and 𝗏𝗏𝗃, and I'll tell you guys how I did that. So this is a really good, like I don't degen in most meme coins at like the e-news and stuff that launch, but I came into 𝗵𝗵𝗃 at about it was first put on my radar at like 100 million, right? Everyone was kind of talking about it, and then I kind of thought this is dumb. I'm not even gonna pay attention to it. And then I was in my office. I asked the guys in my office. I said, guys, should I put some money into this 𝗵𝗃 like just for fun? And they're like, yeah. Like how much? And they're like, oh, like 5,000. So I actually forgot to do it that day. I looked at it again the next day because I forgot, and it was 130 million already. But what was very interesting is I looked at the wallet growth, and it was like 5,000 new wallets in a day. And so I'm like, okay, this thing is interesting. I'm gonna put in some money. The next day, it was like another 5,000 or 7,000 wallet growths. I'm like, oh, okay, this is insane. So every day every day I added heavily to my bag up until essentially Binance listing. I stopped at that point. I didn't sell at 1.6, but as soon as it started coming back down, I think I sold around 900 million or something. My first entry was about 130 million. So I made because I went heavy into that. I kept loading up because of the virality there. And so like I got totally screwed on Grok because I saw it doing the same thing. It seemed like it was going to pull another 𝗵𝗃. It was just like, and I also looked for like real memeability. I'm like, well, people betting on Elon, AI, and then I saw the wallet growth go, and then Grok. I literally bought the 𝗏𝗄𝗀 top with volume, and then this guy who I really don't like Zach XPT, who I think hates me too. I think he saw my tweets that I just entered, and I think that he decided exactly at that point to put out a tweet saying, "Guess what? The guys who created Grok are scammers. You probably won't care, but just like, and then boom, came down from 160, 180 million or whatever down to like 60 million. I was like, oh, and then it just got totally wrecked on that. So,
I mean, is it a bull run if you haven't bought the top of something though? I mean, you have to
the 𝗏𝗄𝗀 top. I got literally. I was the last buy, I think, before the thing came to crashing down.
But we've all done that. I was longing Phantom at $3 in the last bull run. We had fun though, but it burned. It definitely burned. Okay, cool. So nice to know you're an undercover degen. What do you think about this 𝗬𝗏 situation?
𝗬𝗏 to the moon, man. I mean, that's the thing about me. Like I don't do a lot, but like if like I'll get in at a low valuation, and then I'm not here for 2 or 3x. You know what I mean? And like if there's a chance that this thing is going to pull a Shiba or a Doge or a bonk, I want to see that thing to the very, very top, right? So I'd rather put in a very small percentage of my portfolio, knowing that I can just ignore it. And then if it goes to zero, I'm totally okay with that. But if it happens to do something terrific, then I'm there along for the ride. Even if it's like a smaller bet, that, you know, you can always look back and go, oh, I wish I would put more money into it. But still, so like this 𝗬𝗬𝗀𝗏 thing, I think it's just like your crew and my crew that knows about this, man. I think the whole world, like, it's just inside joke amongst Banter and me. Like,
it's a bit of a comedy show right now. But yeah, we bought this. It's basically a Chinese dog called 𝗬𝗬𝗀. Just make sure you buy the right one. I think they listed it on 𝗕𝗁𝗏 now. You know. But yeah, it's a thing. Okay, let's get back into the actual business here. Yeah. Trader Joe, I did talk about this one. I want to talk about this other one, BenQ. Same ecosystem. Are we on the same page here? Is this part of the 𝗍𝒂𝒂𝒃?
𝗍𝒂𝒃 is, yeah. 𝗍𝒂𝒃 is, it's actually quite cool because it combines, it's both the borrowing and lending protocol, and it also has the LSD-Fi in it as well. So you have kind of like two value propositions in the 𝗍𝒂𝒃 ecosystem. So you can, so if you think about it, like, if Avalanche becomes a massive, it's already big. It's already like number 10 on market cap, right? So like, I kind of like to look at things of like, what is the valuation of the equivalent on Ethereum today? Not at like 𝗏𝗏, for example, will be 10 times bigger in 12 months from now or 18 months from now than it is today. But I think it's reasonable to say, what is the current market cap of 𝗏𝗏? And then I think it's reasonable to say that it's, you know, something like 𝗍𝒂𝒃 could go to that in the bull run, right? And so like, I don't know, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but like, if you combine that 𝗏𝗏 with something like 𝗍𝗏 and put those two together, two businesses in one, you have an interesting value proposition with a lot of upside here.
Trader Joe or BenQ, which one do you prefer? Trader Joe? You like them both? You know,
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not in either of them. I have some Trader Joe from before, but I'm not really in either of them. I just haven't had enough time. I did it on my channel. I did a recent airdrop farming video on Avalanche and ecosystem, and so I know them from that. But like, I really need to, before I put it, these large caps. You know, these are medium caps, I guess you could say. But I do like to try to find smaller gems that I think are going to have runs, right? And we can talk about that toward the end of the video or something. Some of my smaller cap favorite ones. But I think that like, a lot of things have to come into play for these things to be very successful. You know, Avalanche first has to have that killer app to blow up, to get the proper attention that it needs to be. So that first scenario needs to happen, right? And we're unsure that's going to happen for it to be super big. If one of those games doesn't become super massive, then this season you have Ethereum, Solana, and Cosmos. Those things have already won, right? As far as I'm concerned. Now, Avalanche can still stand the test of time, but it needs to have something remarkable happen, I believe, for it to really become popular. So the app ecosystem on it is a bit more risky. I'm more interested in things that have an easy to understand narrative for the masses, because we're about to have a huge influx of retail investors coming into the space like we did in 2021, like we did in 2017. They don't understand 𝗍𝒃𝒃 and LSD-Fi and all, but they understand Bonk and they understand games, right? And so, and like maybe layer ones. So I think that like looking for games, for example, games that have been building over the bear market that now have ready to ship games, because, you know, the Star Atlas was insane last bull run, and all it had is like a really nice fancy video. Didn't have a game. But this season we actually have games being built that raised last bull market, now are ready to launch. And so you can find some of these games that I think are still very undervalued, and so I'd rather put my capital into things like that.
Star Atlas, is that dead?
No, Star Atlas is not dead.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Sure, we were involved in spaceships there. and things like that. Okay, guys, 𝗵𝗀𝗃 1 hour. I don't think you can trade perps on this thing. I'm just giving you guys this look here. You can see we've had a monster pullback here on 𝗵𝗃, and potentially changing trend now might be looking for a move higher. So if you're interested in something like 𝗵𝗃, here you go. And then just to recap the 𝗕𝗔𝗦𝗃, you can see it's lagging something like 𝗵𝗃, for example. 𝗵𝗃's already blown through this major weekly, so 𝗕𝗔𝗦𝗃 is something I would keep my eyes on. Your main support, 𝗕𝗔𝗦𝗃, 0.54. Okay, if we can hold this area, just on a whatever this pullback is, whatever they want to call it, our next move is going to be quite substantial here. So 𝗕𝗔𝗦𝗃 for me, 1.6 is a big upside target that I'm looking at here. Okay, next, let's talk about this 𝗏 situation. It's on a nice little area. There might be a little trade here. Is this dog shit, or what are we doing here? Is this good?
No, I don't think it's dog shit by any means. But what I don't like, and people who know me know that I'm a huge Chainlink bull. Like, I just think Chainlink is I think Chainlink has, and people are, and I can't wait for the comments to hear this. Like, I think Chainlink could. Today. Huh?
We took some longs on Link today.
I think that Link. I think that Link in the next 10 years can be bigger than any company in the world as far as the value, right? Like, I think that's very, very possible. They will be the literal glue that holds the entire financial system together through CCIP. Every bank, every blockchain, every game, you see already modular blockchains. All these blockchains are going to need to be able to communicate with each other and send value and send messages, right? And that's what Chainlink has been building. They have a huge head start. So people come in with the 𝗏 narrative and say, "Oh, it's," and then they use this JPEG from 2021 or 2000 whatever it was, 2018, and they go, "Oh, bro, Link only has 4 price feeds, and look at 𝗏, that's 238." It's like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, you guys, do you believe, like, you know, do you believe every piece of like media? Like, it's unbelievable. I think 𝗏 is probably a great technology. I don't know. But I just have a problem with the way that they were marketing things, and it was stemming from them. I had a good interview on my channel with 2 of the most prominent like Chainlink community members, and they were telling me a little bit about how this deceptive marketing was happening. I just don't think that they can be compared with each other, right? I think that 𝗏 is probably a good Oracle solution, probably has a lot of market share, but it is a price feed Oracle solution. It's not an interconnected cross-chain communication protocol, which is where I believe most of the value in Chainlink comes. I don't think it comes from the price feed data.
Okay, so traders out there that like the hype of this 𝗏 or 𝗏, there is a play here, but you heard it from the man. Link is where you need to be. Longer term investors, Link is the one. Short-term trading, obviously, that's a different story. Yeah, we know we've got support. Okay, you look at this horizontal 618 support, horizontal in play. Okay, so we know this is a nice solid area. We can ladder into a little bit of a position here. Let's see what happens. If we break this trend, we can add and we can pump this thing. And the exit is really simple. Your exit is close of candle under the 0.375 region. So we lose that area, candle closes, the trade's over. We're wrong. If we right, we send 𝗏 back to these highs here at 0.51 at least. And then who knows, if the market turns super bullish here, all the stuff's going to fly and you can tell your grandkids that you bought the bottom of 𝗏. So you never know. This could be the one. And if you're wrong, just don't tell them anything. Just get stopped up. Okay, that's the 𝗏 play. I've got Celestia. Okay, this is a good one. Talk to me about this thing. This thing's been on a bull run of note, yeah.
Celestia is, I think, it's impressive because I do think that, like, there's so much innovation happening from blockchain infrastructure, and if you look at Celestia's ecosystem, a lot of the bigger projects that have been, the last round of VC funding was funding around $1 billion. If you look at AltLayer, Berachain, these other things like that, they're all building on Celestia, at least to some degree. And so it really does have a very interesting ecosystem evolving already. I just don't know if it's overheated right now. I was talking to one guy in my research group who thinks that in a bull market, people are insensitive to FDVs. I think it's, what is it, at 12 million right now, 12 billion right now. with actual zero real transactions happening on it. So I'm a little like, that's my more VC fundamental perspective on it. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Are we along? I mean, I got no data yet. I've just got this thing on a fucking churn, rising trend here. This is 8 hours. I'm playing this level by level, and we can ride this thing until we lose this trend. So target is moon, upside, a lot. What are we looking at here?
I have no idea. What is it right now?
Well, this is our 8 hour. We're pretty much at the top. This is 12.2. So all I can do for guys that want to chase a trend, all I can give you supports. Okay, I can give you solid areas to work with, and you can jump on there and ride it. We know what this token's been doing. It's been on a tear. At some point, we're going to lose this major trend, which is riding up. But until we lose this trend, you got to still be bullish on this Celestia. So we lose this trend, the game's over. But what I can give you guys, support here, 11 on the button is our current support. If we do lose this area, we're looking at a little move lower. We might get something like this, and then I'd look for a bounce here at the 𝗬𝗂𝗃 horizontal and trend, which for me is going to be quite a big zone here. So 9 on the button there for Celestia. That's my preferred region if you want to be long. Anything can happen, obviously, on the current level that it's sitting at. But for me, the safest play here is wait for this little drop down into this region, and you can look for long. So it's horizontal, 382 and trend, quite a hot zone here. So we should get a move there. If you want to be ultra risky though, there's your 11. That's your support there at 11. Spicy Sauce says the trend is your friend. This is correct. Okay, cool. I want to shill my new sponsor because they're cool, number one. Number two, they're giving away half an ETH position in options. Okay, so guys, Coincall, they are releasing, well, they actually have released now, options trading on Sol, Matic, Bitcoin Cash, Filecoin, Litecoin, XRP, Link. So we can play this options game now. And if you sign up with Coincall, this is a limited offer here. You can get a 0.5 ETH position. Just do what they want you to do, like tweet for them, fill in the details there. You're going to get a 0.5 ETH position. And we are going to trade options on Coincall, and we're going to look at things like Sol and Matic and all these things, and we can look at some massive targets for this bull run coming in 2024, and we can see what we can make out of this thing. So we're going to do this all together. So sign up for Coincall. They give you your position, I think, after 7 days. So there is a link in description. It is a limited offer, so grab that and get your free half ETH position. And then, most importantly, they're the first derivatives exchange to keep all their user assets in third-party custody. So you're not going to have a situation like they have with Binance, with all the stress every time people tell you to take your funds off Binance, or you know what happened with FTX, everything fell over. So Coincall is where it's at the moment. Link in the description. Get stuck in there and let's trade some options. So next week we are starting our options trading. Kyle, you're welcome to join us if you want to trade options next week, in between your dancing over there. Okay.
We got the music going here.
Yeah, do you dig? We've got a DJ in the house, one of our traders.
Dude,
DJ,
I love it.
And he mixes the stuff for us.
I definitely need some jams on my channel for sure. I'm just, no energy. I need it.
Yes. I've got a fan made me this. A fan made me this. How's that?
That's a whale.
It's a bull.
Oh, it's a bull. It sounds, I don't know. That sounds kind of insane.
It's an angry bull. Okay, guys. So there we are with Pyth on its way. You know the story there. Celestia, you know the story there. Now, let's see what else we can talk about here, because there's a couple of things. I first want to check the likeage. We need to up those likes urgently.
Can you chart Citus or Senate for me? Because I just think that I think that it's Senate is a bit grossly undervalued, sitting at $20 million market cap. I'm very, very bullish on the ecosystem. So
yeah, we have looked at this one before. Senate and Citus, so they are part of the same. So Senate's the governance token, right?
Yeah. And
Citus is actually a token that doesn't have as much use, something like that. So
well, I think Citus is, so it's, and this is the thing about two token ecosystems that do bother me a little bit. So even though I think Dan, the founder of Citus, is amazing, the game itself, and the whole lore they're building. So they've got I think 3 or 4 storybooks they published on Amazon that have been like bestsellers. So they're building like an entire like brand and IP around the ecosystem. But it's just confusing for people on which token to buy, and it also confuses me a little bit with Star Atlas because it's quite the opposite. So in Atlas, you have Polis, which is the governance token, and Atlas is the in-game token. But Polis is actually outperforming Atlas, and it's the converse is true in Senate. So it's very confusing even to me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, but I do think that they tend to move somewhat in unison, and in a rational bull market, they're going to be mooning. But my logic has always been to this, that people are going to hear the game Citus or Star Atlas, and they're going to go search for this token on CoinGecko or whatever, and the one that has the same name as the game is going to be the one that people find first, and they're going to trade that thing.
Okay, well, look, we know we are bullish on Citus and Senate. We've seen these charts. I mean, some of these drops in this bear market it was absolute torture. My trading view is not loading it. Give it a sec. But I mean, the size of these drops here, we had. I laugh every time I open a chart like this. I mean, have you seen that Dreams Quest chart? Fuck me. It was about a 99.99. Okay, let's go all the way down here. 99.7%, give or take, drawdown. Okay, so we do know there is a little bit of upside coming here on these, especially if this gaming narrative takes off. We know Citus is still a project running nicely. Things are happening there, and you can see there's massive upside here. I think we might bump our heads up here around about 52. But until then, I think this is spot stuff. Again, you don't want to leverage these type of things. You're going to get rinsed on the way down. I don't even know if you can leverage these things. But spot buys, good areas to buy. Well, this is a zone of interest for me. And buy these pullbacks, because when this gaming narrative really kicks off in this bull market, this one is going to be a mover. And same as Citus. So let's just get the Citus token up here. You can see we've charted this one before, and also sitting nicely. I mean, do you know how to read a chart, Kyle? Do you look at charts, or do you just drag the dial and go long? How does it work?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not. I've been in the space for such a long time that I tend to, since I've been trading in October. Maybe it's because it's generally a bull market, but I win far more than I lose, and I feel like. I just been looking, maybe I don't know the technical names of a lot of the things, these lines that you're drawing and these different triangles and stuff, but
science.
I feel like
it's all science.
It's for sure a science, but I feel like I do a pretty good job at intuition here from just being in this space for so long and looking at these charts for so long.
Well, I think he's given away his secret. Okay, we know what his secret is. He drags the dial 20x leverage. He knows he's going to get liquidated at about 4%, so that's his automatic stop loss, and then he kicks off. I mean, it's quite a chilled system, actually. So some you're going to lose and some you're going to win. I suppose it makes sense.
Yeah. In a bull market, I think if you long only in a bull market, you're typically right more than you are wrong. That's how I look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But leave room for the stops, guys. You got to have space. The problem here is they go even harder leverage. And they look at like 0.5% stops, 1% stops, then they get rinsed, and then these things take off. So, guys, stop losses, big stops to breathe, and you don't have to let it get liquidated at all. That's just one of the strategies. So Citus, weekly support, guys, 382. You can see it's pinged off this 382 beautifully here. Look at this. Do you even know what a 382 is? This must be mesmerizing for you to see all the science at play. But traders work with these Fibonacci numbers. It's the oddest thing ever. We drag all these numbers everywhere, and every trader in the world likes to use these numbers. So when these prices hit, it's like a gentleman's agreement between all of us that everyone buys at these areas. So it always sort of reacts at these zones, and we're all sort of helping each other. And then someone gets left holding the hot potato, I suppose, at the end. But, it all works. I use these fibs all over the place. You can see how they work. And we've got nice support here. Citus on the weekly, 005954. That is a massive support area now. We've had 2 touches on the weekly on a major 382 pull. And we've current weekly support here, 0.068. So, I mean, it's well worth laddering into a type of position on decent support. Okay, so this is a major support area. If we lose that major support area, there's big shit in the market basically, and there's other problems. Yeah, if you're DCAing and laddering in, you can see what's going on with this chart. And same with Senate. We've got a hot zone up here, around about 0.02, that sort of region. So, you know, a couple of percent left on this one, maybe about 242%, give or take. I mean, does that fall in line? You don't, I mean, 200% is right for you. I mean, you don't get out of bed for less than 100, right? Okay, sounds good.
No.
Sounds good to Carl. Okay. Let's look at our next.
It's nice that everything's quite at least coming back right now with a nice little pump. It's funny because earlier today, before I was preparing for my show, and by the way, guys, don't leave this show, but when this is done, go watch mine from today. It was just posted a little while ago. All the research team, everyone was super bearish, you know, and I was like, guys, like this is a very, very, very healthy thing. But anyway, I talk about in the show exactly what was going to happen, and I think I nailed it pretty damn close. And then I also kind of talk about what to do for the rest of the year and exactly also what my expectations are for, like, people thought that this was maybe going to be that first major 30% pullback where alts were going to bleed 60 or 80%. And people even thought, I even saw people calling Capo as was right. This is Capo's, you know, magic moment coming in here, 12K Bitcoin. No, I think that 30% pullback is going to happen. I think it's going to happen when the ETF starts trading, right? So I believe that the ETF will get approved January 8th, between the 8th and the 10th. And I believe that, you know, I've heard that it takes 1 to 2 months before the ETF starts trading on the NASDAQ. I believe that day it starts trading will be that big pullback. It's like when the CBOE started trading the futures. So we have till February or something. I think it's still, I'm very confident, you know, until that happens, that we're at least going to see, you know, very mild pullbacks. There's too much drooling, foaming at the mouth to get into Bitcoin right now. So,
yeah, I agree. And look, the thing that stresses everyone out is the super high leverage stuff, the spot traders and the low margin stuff. It's quite relaxing. You know, the drawdowns you can deal with, you sleep at night. It's the crazy people like me that like a little bit of extra leverage. We like the hunt, you know, we like getting our entries, we like the pumps and those type of things. Yeah, crypto, a little bit for everyone in this crypto space. This is Jito. This was a Solana airdrop. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Are we bullish on this thing, or is it now just going to get dropped into oblivion?
I'm quite bullish on the entire Solana ecosystem, and Jito is the Lido equivalent on Solana, and so I think that is something that has. This is the Jito chart. Oh, yeah. This is nice. This is great. Like, it's a nice, healthy pullback. Where is it sitting right now? What is it? 2. Yeah. So I still think it's a little expensive. On my channel, when we talked about the airdrop, I was saying that I'd love to see this thing come, you know, around $1. I don't know if we're going to get there right now. I also didn't expect it. It was trading on in futures before it was listed at about $1.30, $1.40 before it listed, and then it just skyrocketed. So my dollar entry point never got hit.
So, okay. So, I mean, look, we can trade the chart, and the chart's telling us maybe there's going to be a trend break here. It doesn't look very hungry, though. It's not looking like it wants to go. So, yeah, I would say exercise caution here. These are your supports that you're watching, 2.56. I'm not super excited by the look of this currently. There's no sort of pumpage right now. So let it play out a little bit. If we do get a break, okay, if we do suddenly get a break, then you can start looking at playing supports and those type of things. But yeah, right now, look, I don't know what to do. This was an airdrop, you know, sentiment trade. Yeah. I think it's died a bit. Okay, so just keep it on your watch list maybe. But for me, I'm not really looking at a long here on this one.
I think your community is quite right here. I think that I see in the comments $1.40, $1.50. You know, I think anywhere between $1 to, you know, $1.40 or something would be great. And like I heard, you know, I think what Ryan said the other day on his show, like, you know, some of these things, you wait for the right place to buy in, the right price that you feel. And if it never comes to it, then you just don't get in that token, right? And you just let it go. And there's 1,000 other ones to choose from.
Yeah, there's comments here at 0.7 as well. So
Yeah.
the guys want lower. The guys want lower. Yeah, so just be patient. Keep it on your watch list. I mean, with all these things, there's hype, then it dies down, then it goes again. Always a little bit of up down. Okay, guys, the likeage is very low here, and I'm not releasing any gems from Kyle until we have the right amount of likeage here. No, this is shocking. Let's see, Bruce, are you watching this in the background? What's our likeage here? Are you there, Bruce?
He's only 99 right now. This is sad.
No, it can't be 99. No, it's like 300 on my side.
Oh, okay. Well, I just felt logged on YouTube. So.
Okay, guys.
Mine's
like
stuck
it.
in there.
Okay, we go. Thanks, Bruce. Let us know.
Until we get to that desired. Let's do. Can you chart paid for me, because I've never seen anyone chart my token before. And then if we get up to the likes that you need, then we can go into some of these more dirty degen tokens.
Guys, we're gonna go dirty, but I'm not going dirty with Kyle for 300 likes. I mean, are you joking? They must come. Okay, is this paid on an exchange, or is it a Uniswap thing?
Paid. It's on Uniswap. Yeah, paid network. Yeah.
Okay, tell me about paid. What is the story here?
So we launched in January 2021 as a launch pad. We were one of the top 3 launch pads, and we launched like literally at the best time of the market. You know, I think it was crazy. Our the private sale was anywhere between 1 penny to like 2.5 cents. The public sale was 4 cents, and then it hit an all-time high of $6. Now that's a very irrational market, right? Like we should never have been at a $3.6 billion valuation. But that's the stage of the market that we're in. And we launched a lot of great projects, and a lot of people made a lot of money using our launchpad. One of the things that I realized from the last bull run was that there was a better way, because we had this kind of scaling issue, you know, where people eventually got priced out because the token was so expensive, they couldn't get in these tiers. So I wanted to build a more scalable launchpad where literally you could do like a $50 million raise on there, no problem. And all that value being created goes back into the token ecosystem. And so I spent the entire bear market redoing the economic model, redoing the way that we structured the actual smart contracts and the system. And so we're largely keeping people quite in the dark intentionally, because we don't want to spill the secret sauce. But in January, we'll make an announcement to tell everyone exactly what we've been doing and the first massive project that we're going to launch on Ignition as well. So very excited about that. So what you got here?
Okay. Well, what I'm looking at here is it's quite a bullish looking setup, to be fair. Yeah, looks like we're going to have some action here. This 12-hour is very oversold. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily is still tracking down. Let's look at the 8-hour. Bottomed out there. So yeah, there's something coming here for paid. What I would suggest, maybe dial in a little bit here and track this trend. We know we've got support here. So 0.244, that is your support marker. And again, the bulls can start jumping in. We get a break, we get a little retest, we can start climbing in there. But yeah, support 0.244, and you've got that 618. Look how it pinged the 618. 0.168. So yeah, nice. Looks good to me on the chart. Targets, moon. What are we looking at?
Exactly. And it's
moon. Straight
yeah.
to the moon. Okay, we'll go.
Well, I don't think I can go there I think it's sensitive from a legal perspective talking about price expectations of my own token. So I'll just tell you fundamentally what we do. And this is another one of those crazy charts like Citus.
Okay, that's who bought the top? 6.1.
Exactly.
Also like a small little, about a 99.85% drawdown. Small little move, little pullback there. Might have got liquidated there if somebody was long. Okay, but on its way back up. Let's look at some areas of interest here. So first targets. Okay, we've got a nice thick weekly region up here. So 0.44, quite like that. Okay, that's pretty solid. So let's go 0.44 first. That is the first stop, I would say. Watch for that trend break that we are looking at. And your support's pretty clear. 0.246 and 0.165. Those are your supports. And how does it work? Do I buy paid tokens and then do I get access to new projects? Is that how it works? Do we stake?
That's
what do we do?
That's the magic. This is what I can't. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you anything because, like, I love token economics. I love economic models. I love to think about the way that we can do massive deflationary ecosystems, that we can create. Like, ideally, when you build a token economy, you want to remove as much circulating supply as possible. You want essentially general laws of economics, right? You want to increase the demand of the token while decreasing the supply, right? That's what you want to do. And so those who can build a model like that will have a great economic model that is designed for what it's supposed to do, right? And what everyone here is interested in. So with reading between the lines, I think that we've built that kind of model. And so I'm going as hard as I possibly can right now to make sure that Paid is one of the, if not the best launchpad of 2024 and 2025.
Nice. Very cool. Well, looks good on the chart. Looks quite bullish here. So I think we're going to be good. Okay. I first want to hear, we've only got 2 weeks till the end of the year. What is your BTC price prediction for the 1st of January?
I think that we'll be about, what are we now, 42? And then that's in 2 weeks. I think we'll be at least 50 by then.
50.
Yeah.
Fire up those longs. Okay, so Carl's in for 50. I think Hustle liked 42, also about 42,270. That was his target. I was quite a fan of 42, but that was when we were in the 30s. Now I'm starting to change my mind. I don't know. But I'm going to stick with 42 for now. Guys, predict the price of Bitcoin. Use any of the links in the description below. OKX, CoinW, BitGet, Bybit. Okay, if you don't have one of the links, there is one in the description. Take 10 trades. You can win a full Bitcoin if you get the price right. Obviously, you have to get the price right, though. There's guys guessing here to the last cent. So fire it up. But you can see they're all bullish here. Lots of 40s, mid-40s. There's a couple of 50s. Somebody's come here. 𝗏𝗏 came in at 17,200. That's a big call. But there's a couple of 50s floating around here. There's a 59 from Dr. Dexo, and Kyle's in the 50s, as you know. So don't forget to, Kyle, don't forget, sign up an exchange, make 10 trades, and guess the price of BTC. Okay, how many bangers do you have? How many gems do you have hidden away here? One or two? Don't tell me yet. Tell me how many. Just don't tell me their names.
2 or 3. We could. I could go on. I could literally probably talk about 10. Let's say 3, and we could. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, Kyle's top 3 banger gems. I'm selling for 600 likes. We are on 481. We must get this like.
I might have more than that actually.
Guys, come on. Okay, we need 600 likes, and I'm firing up 3 of Kyle's hottest gems, and he's going to throw in a bonus. Okay, if we break the 600, he's throwing in a bonus one. I think that's a fair call. Let's do an update on BTC while we wait for everybody to hurt their fingers clicking the likes. Still bullish. Things are looking hot here. This is exactly what we wanted. These are the things we dream of at night when we're sweating on our positions that are underwater. We imagine that BTC is going to break trends and do these things, and here it is. Here's our moment. And resistance coming. So we're going to hit this 42,500. Let's look for a reaction. So let's not panic. Let's hit this thing. Let's see if we get a reaction. I would guess we would. And we're going to look for some solid pullback zones for you for BTC, for those that missed it. So if we do get our rejection up there, we're going to look in the region of 41,800. Okay. This is a tentative area for now because we haven't hit the top yet of the move. So we're going to look at 41,800 and 41,200 as your support areas. So let's see how this rejection goes at 42.5. Obviously, ideally, we just blow through and they just carry on sending this. Okay, likeage. Bruce, can we have a likeage update there? Mine's also lagging a little bit. What's our likeage there, Bruce?
We are at 546.
5:46. Nearly there, guys. Come, 50 likes, and then we're firing it up. Let's do this. Okay, let's look at the S&P. Still looking bullish. I was trying to call a short on the S&P yesterday. There were various reasons on the chart why I was thinking that we could get a short here. I still think it is on the table. Do you ever look at the US markets?
No, yeah, sometimes a little bit when I look at macro stuff, but I think that I felt like we kind of depegged from crypto is completely pegged to the stock market forever, and I feel like I don't know, I haven't been paying so much attention, to be honest with you, but I feel like we kind of care less about what the stocks are doing these days.
Yeah, well, I care a bit because I trade this stuff. I do have a little bit of fun with it. You won't believe it. I even trade oil and gold and all these things.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm sitting at a small oil long. It didn't hit all my entries, unfortunately. There was this massive level down here that we were waiting for the oil bulls. It was 67. I had a whole shit ton of orders lined up here, but they seemed to have front run it. I think everybody was preempting that we were going to get a bounce there on oil, so they started buying it up early. So I've only got one order that actually clicked in this region here. I have a few more lower down. So if we do get another visit, oil for me on the daily, this is US oil, so this is WTI crude on the daily for me, still a buy, 67.5, anything down to about 67. Is oil long for me. So again, a little bit of a green oil. They might come back for more, just to take out some stops there and come back to the 67. So I'm looking at that. Bruce, are we there?
We're at 563.
No, I can't believe this, guys.
This
is ridiculous. Okay, let's fire up Kyle's first gem here.
Yeah, so Dylan, I have to go to a call in the next 3 or 5 minutes. So maybe, if you don't mind, I'll fire these off. I'll give you my fundamental analysis on them quickly, 1 or 2 minutes each one, and then if you want, you can go chart them. But I'm gonna have to jump off in a few minutes here.
Let's go.
Okay. So, so the first one is gonna be I don't know if you guys know this. It's research. The token is RSC. It is Brian Armstrong's projects. Do you want me should I share a screen real quick?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just pop your screen up there. You should be able to. Okay, so yep. RSC, is it on an exchange?
No. Let me check it out. So you see here, it's right now, and I think that one of the most interesting things about RSC is that if you go to the Twitter accounts, so this is Brian Armstrong's project, and I just think to be able to get into a project that Brian Armstrong has co-founded it at a $40 million market cap is amazing. And so you can see here Brian Armstrong, co-founder of Coinbase, co-founder of Research Hub, and this is the token RSC. I talked about it on my channel when I think it was at an $8 million market cap, and it's it ran all the way up here to 64 cents. So that was really nice gains. They're trying to open source and decentralize the whole scientific process. So it's a 𝗕𝗫 project, and so real use case. And I think that if Brian is actually going to co-found something, he did a great job with Coinbase, obviously, and I just think that he's probably going to crush it with this thing, and it's probably going to be massive. So even today, sitting at a $38 million market cap, to me, is a no-brainer.
Okay, good.
So we have Winner. I think that's I don't know if your audience knows about Winner, but the 𝗵𝗆𝗖 narrative is absolutely massive. Rollbits was defying gravity in a bear market, just absolutely crushing it. And so now you have essentially an entire blockchain built around on Arbitrum, built as infrastructure for 𝗵𝗆𝗖 projects. So anyone who wants to build their own casino can come and build it on a fast and cheap, and they can do account abstraction, things like that remove all that Web3 stuff from the end user, and they can do it on the Winner protocol. And so, and they also have a couple of their own gaming projects built on the front end as well to demonstrate what they're doing. So they have some casinos built in as well.
Okay. So a nice play on the rollbit narrative. It's got a lot more to run.
Yeah, and then one of my one of my favorite little guys over here is 𝗁𝗏𝗏, and it is really, really good technology, and you guys will love this. So 𝗁𝗏𝗏 allows you to trade futures on any token that is in Uniswap. So mostly right now, you guys have to trade on projects that have been, and it works through Telegram. The Telegram bot allows you to trade, do leverage, and it's in beta right now. So it's in beta, but you can trade leverage on any ERC token. So if you see like, you know, the new inu that comes out, or 𝗬𝗏, for example, you can go long 𝗬𝗏, you know, YOLO 100x with $5.
You can go
you know, and the nice thing is you can do stupid shit. You can go with $5, 100x, and on these meme coins with low liquidity, and it could pump like crazy. And if it does, you might look at the Twitter right there. Watch this. I'll just scroll through here. There's so many crazy people, like 1,059%. This guy did 150,000%, putting 100x leverage on baby Trump with $5. You lose $5, who cares? But he made 150,000% gains, 184,000, like this, 197,000. This is real, guys. Like, but this, the $5 punts, you know, it's like, I think that, and the reason it's so suppressed right now is in beta. So what the developer's smart. He's just trying to test the scale of it. So he has these NFTs. Every time he releases a batch of like, I think 100 new NFTs, only the NFT traders can actually go use the beta. So he's testing out the scalability of it, making sure things don't break. And eventually, when he opens this up to the masses, I think this thing's going to absolutely fly. It's a great narrative. I'm quite bullish.
OX leverage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right up our alley as leverage traders.
Exactly.
I mean, that's fun. Yeah, so I'm going to get stuck into that, guys. I'm going to play around with that thing, and let's take some trades on this thing next week. Maybe we'll have a go. Kyle, thanks. You know, you stayed an hour. Appreciate it. Hopefully we do this again sometime. But great insights as usual. Love your work. Big fan. So yeah, thanks for that, and we'll catch you again.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate all of you guys. And yeah, if you're wondering why Bitcoin's pumping, go check out the video I just made and released. Dylan, thanks for having me, man. Amazing to be here. It was really fun. And thanks for the trolls for making me laugh. I'll catch you guys soon.
I mean, as you arrived, I mean,
yeah. You walk into a sabotage, man, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Ciao. Guys, okay, that was great. We have run out of time. So tomorrow we're back to the normal schedule. We're going to cover all your tokens tomorrow. Again, some degen setups. I'm loving that this market's pumping, guys. So just play it safe out there. You know what's happened now. We've taken off from some of these levels. We've broken some trends. So just manage your stops. You have seen some of the tokens that we were looking at. So just manage your risk there carefully, guys. Play safe. And tomorrow we're going to do it all over again. So we'll catch you guys later.